Welcome to another meeting of TVholics Anonymous. My name is Ruru and I am a TVholic.
My name is Mimi and I'm a TVholic. Okay,
so today we're doing Somehow.
Yeah, it was fresh off the press because we think we just both watched it.
And so it's a very interesting episode indeed.
Yeah, I'm like really upset that it's the last episode, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I've been loving Summer House this season. I just can't get enough of it.
It's one of the at the moment in the current mix and schedule of Bravo, it's like my favorite. So, yeah, I'm going to be a bit sad about it finishing.
Me too, but we've got the reunion to look forward to still.
Yeah,
so.
no, I'm really looking forward to the reunion. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that needs to be hashed out.
Yeah. I didn't see that clip at the end about the reunion. I always like.
No, I didn't either. But I do know that the set is going to be a big bed or something like that.
Yeah, because I saw that bit. That's the bit that I saw it.
Yeah, I've seen that on social somewhere. So, okay, so
I just want to say that I love the fact that they recap the entire season at the start of the show because it refreshes my mind about all the fuckboy activity and about stupid Craig, etc. You know.
Yeah. There's some because that stuff happened right at the beginning, so it's easy to forget. Obviously, they came back to it at the end when they picked up the cameras, but it's easy to forget how they got there because it was the beginning part of the summer and it petered out after. But it's good to refresh all that stuff. Okay, so let's get into it. So where we left off was they were still at the Freedom dinner.
Yeah, with Lexi saying that. Yeah, that she didn't trust Ciara because of everything that Jesse had said about her. And I think there's a whole lot of jealousy from Lexi about Ciara and Jesse, and also she's confused because of all the misinformation that Jesse has fed her. So I think it's a bit of both.
She keeps saying that and repeating herself that like you have kind of put your foot in there, your toe, or should I say your toe in there and like, you know, made a wedge between me and the girls. But I don't feel like Ciara's willing to receive that. I feel like she's kind of, I don't know, I feel like she's trying to still push back and be like, well, you know, you do still have a part to play in this. So you can't just say that, like you haven't been available to us. But she's also said like, but he's kind of like smothered me and he has been obsessive a bit. I mean, to the point where he was jealous of West and he didn't even like the fact. So we can see there's signs of obsession, that he's a bit obsession and smothery.
Yeah. Did you like feel like after she said that, there was like so much tension in the air and everyone was like didn't know what to say or do at the table and it was like silent for a minute for just a hot minute.
It was weird. But basically she was like, at some point Lexi was like, I just know that I don't want to be with you because I'm embarrassed to say that who I'm dating to my friends because you treat me like shit for half of the season, for half of the relationship. And I'm like, do you know what? Good on her because all these other girls, they have taken so much shit from guys. She's come in there, had a relationship, which is fine, but she got taken, she got treated like shit, and she honestly just straight up cut it off and said it straight away. These girls don't have the balls to do that kind of stuff. They would never do that.
I think it's a Gen Z thing, really. Yeah. And Jesse's getting all stroppy and saying that, do you guys feel that I did this to her? He's basically playing like, I'm a poor little boy card and I would never do anything bad because I'm just a little boy. And I like how Ciara broke it down at the table and she was, when she was like talking to Lexi. Like when she was like, you know, when she explained like, I understand your point of view, Lexi, because and all that, like she said it in a nice way, if you know what I mean, that bit. But I didn't like their actions after. So
the actions after. Can I just say, like, I do really again appreciate that Lexi was like, you treat me like shit and that's it. Like that's why I broke up with you. She's straight to the point because she is like trying to give herself complete closure here. I don't want to I don't want to leave anything unsaid. Whereas normally the girls in Bravo, they just keep everything to themselves and they bitch about it behind the scenes. They don't have the balls to speak up to their man, to the man that they were with like that. So that's why, and I think that's why there's some sort of resistance from like the older girls in the group. Like they just can't help, apart from Gabby, which I thought it was a great episode. For me, I thought it was a great episode for Gabby.
She really earned her keep this season.
Yeah.
I thought there's a lot of episodes that she did really well in.
Yeah, I think she's again to the point, like, you know, Jesse kept saying, well, she keeps saying I'm being mean to her and I'm not being mean. Like, it's an assassination of my character. And then West decides to pipe up for God knows
Oh
what
wait.
reason.
Can I just say before that,
Yeah.
I felt really bad for Lexi because it felt like no one like I don't feel like she had the full support of the girls, and I just felt
Yeah, but
really
that's
bad
why
for
she
her.
said she feels lonely. But
Yeah,
that's what I mean. But
yeah.
evidence in the fact that West decides to pop up and say like, yeah, but the thing is, like, he's known all the girls and everyone for a year. Like, what has that got to do with anything? So
Oh,
Gabby
I also
says, what the
wait.
fuck has that got to do with anything?
Yeah. But I also feel like I love the fact that she brought up that the suffocating thing, like you were
Yeah,
suffocating me all the time and trying
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
control me. Basically, it's because he's a controlling, insecure little man child.
But did you see the girls' reactions too? That they showed the cameras, they put the cameras on the
Yeah.
girls, and they were
So
like,
also
I can't
Paige
believe
and
you said that. It was kind
no,
of
it
like,
was Paige and Lindsay, and they
yeah,
were quietly cracking up to themselves, like watching all the drama.
yeah. But it felt like they were also like, wow, I can't believe she just said that. Why not? Why is it so shocking? She should say that.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't understand why Paige was like, "Speak up, West," after
Yeah.
Gabby
So
shot him
yeah,
down. I really didn't like that.
yeah. So they were like, yeah. West was like, I need to say something, and they were like, well, speak up. And Ciara was like, yeah, for once in your life, like, speak up. And it's like, why give him the floor? The most pointless person
Yeah,
who never
exactly.
has a good argument for anything, who can't say words properly, he's always stumbling over his words. He can't talk properly because he's all, I want to make sure everyone likes me and I don't say things wrong and everything. So that's why Gabby was ad-libbing in between. He was like, I
Yeah,
don't need your fucking ad-libs. But she's saying the right thing. Like, I
yeah,
don't care
exactly.
if he's
He's
known
just
the girls for a year. Like, right is right and wrong is wrong. Like,
yeah, exactly. You're
when she was
right.
like, your mediocre comments don't mean anything to me. I was like, yes, Gabby.
But I feel like Paige was probably trying to make a messy situation like more messier, like that for the show. Maybe that's what she was doing with that. And then West coming for Gabby, I didn't like at all. Like in his confessional, this was what really pissed me
Yeah.
off. He didn't come for her like a pussy. He came for her in his confessional. He can't even say anything to anyone's face. Like he's such a man child. Like I
Yeah,
just
he's
can't.
like, oh, it's so easy for her to like. None, you haven't had your relationship scrutinized for in this whole 3 years you've been here. But maybe she's smart, like, and maybe she's not an idiot for like having her relationships all like. I mean, it is what it is. If she connected with
Yeah,
someone there,
exactly.
but
It's not her fault that she's clever enough not to put her relationships on reality TV for the whole world to scrutinize. You
yeah.
stupid man child, West.
And she even said it at the beginning of summer. She was like, I'm gonna like have fun and like do what I gotta do outside the house, but I'm not gonna bring it into the house. Like she's smart for that. Maybe it's not what the show likes and what they want. Like they want the drama. So
Yeah,
I don't know if she's gonna be here next season, question mark.
wait,
But I don't think if she's obviously not a bad person. She's like great and
yeah,
she's stands up for the right stuff and no, I
okay.
appreciate
Another
that.
thing that I didn't like was the fact that Ciara stood up for West in that situation.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
that was gross. That
Like
was
I would
gross.
never say like good job to what was good job about it?
Yeah, it was gross.
What the
It was
fact that
gross.
he was
There's
like,
nothing good to
my
say about that
friend
whole
has known
situation.
everyone for a year, and so you got to give him some grace. Basically, it's like no, and what? Why are you patting him on the back for that stupid comment?
Yeah,
Ciara's got it all twisted. Like honestly, I
yeah,
just
that was wrong. That was really wrong by Ciara, and I didn't like it. And I didn't like Paige's move with West as well, like how she was like, "Speak up." Also,
yeah,
I
but
loved
Ciara
how they
backed her as
started.
well. She was like, yeah, speak up, speak up. They just, I don't know. They like have something they obviously don't know Lexi very well. I get it. So
Yeah,
their loyalty is like, that's my friend. Like if he was a girl even, like they would probably just be like, we're gonna back him no matter what. But like at some point in time when you're like older and you're like, you're starting to mature, like you need to stand up for what's right and what's wrong. And
yeah. What's wrong?
poor
Yeah,
girl, like
right.
you can see she's on her own
And
out
it's
on the
not very
island.
girly, team girly. You're not standing up,
Not
standing with the
girls,
girlies
girls,
either.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And at the end of this whole fight thing, I loved how they started laughing about helping Carl with the post,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to do a post like Lindsay.
That
That they
was
cut
funny.
all the tension at the end of this
Yeah, yeah,
scene.
yeah.
That.
I love that. I love that cut. Yeah, that was really
Yeah,
good. Like, we should help you to do it. You're free too. They're like, Paige's like,
yeah,
by the way, Carl's free too. And he was like really laughing about it. Like, I think it was like really lighthearted and it kind of gave
yeah.
them a
And then
chance to
he was
finish
like,
that
"Oh
on a good note.
yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave this all alone." And like at the end in his little confessional, basically, he was just saying like how he's just gonna
Yeah,
like we
like, I
can
don't
never
think
be
we're going to be
friends and blah
friends,
blah
but
blah.
yes, I don't think we're, and I don't want to talk about this ever again. Which I think
Yeah.
he's been trying to do for a while, but he has no choice because it keeps being brought up. So we'll just
It's a reality TV show. It needs to be addressed. They can't just act like
yeah, but I'm sure it'll
nothing
be
happened.
addressed 2 years from now if Lindsay's on Summer House. So
Okay,
that's your
so
problem, Carl.
yeah,
That's
so
your
after
wreck.
dinner, Wes showed up with his basically he showed his like true pussy colors by saying that
Oh yes,
he was so scared and his heart was running a
I
million
have a
miles
note
an
on that
hour
too. Like,
after
oh my
talking
god, I
after
talked to.
after talking up at dinner for the first time. This is the first time he's ever talked up at dinner.
Yeah, he was like, oh my god, my heart's racing. It's the first time I've ever spoken in a group, and it's like, you're such a pussy-o. Like seriously,
Yeah.
unlikable.
Yeah.
Like how? Who
Haven't heard
wants to
that
get?
phrase in a while.
Who wants to do anything with you or like get with you or nothing? Like it's so unlikable. Like you're such a
Yeah. Oh
pussy.
my God. I've got so much to say about that troll of a man, okay? Emerald was silent throughout the entire dinner. He might as well not have been there. Like, I just feel like he might as well just,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
might
yeah.
as well just have cut him out of the whole
But
show,
it's
this whole
it's it's
episode.
gonna happen. He's gonna be cut out.
Oh, he's been cut out so many times.
He's gonna be cut out
Also,
soon.
I hated, that page saying that she's for the girls, and then, um,
Oh, so
basically
yeah,
she said
basically
that
what?
you didn't cheat on her, Jesse,
Yes.
and he uh he did cheat basically. And what about Toegate? That's what I was trying to
So
say. He
basically,
did cheat Toegate.
he after they all left the dinner, they all went to go change to go to bed. Kyle went
Yeah.
out with Imral, and think Carl. Oh, and the boys. They had a boys' night or something, and they went all out. But then the girls went and put their pajamas on, and then oh no, Jesse was still there. So they came down, and Paige was sitting with Jesse on the couch, and she was like, "You guys just went too hard too soon." And she was like,
Yeah.
I'm normally for the girls, but
Yeah,
you
that's the
know,
part I was
like the
talking
thing
about.
is, you didn't fuck anyone else or like cheat or anything like that. So, but like, what do you have to do to be a bad
Yeah,
boyfriend?
exactly. And
Where's the line?
basically he
Is that the line? Oh
and
fucking hell!
Jesse was saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm obsessed with you. And I hated how all the other girls came and they started to
Yeah,
comfort Jesse on the sofa. That was just so gross to me. Why? How are
yeah.
you comforting a fuck boy like that? And
But
how
that's what I
Lindsay
mean.
was,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's what I'm
And
not
then
liking, and that's what I'm not liking about Ciara as well. Because even at the end, like they were trying to insinuate, like joking about how they're flirting again and stuff. Like
yeah,
that's not nice for Lexi to see. Like she
yeah,
doesn't see it in the moment, but even when
they're
she
kind of
watches it
being,
back,
yeah, but
it just proves her point of like,
yeah,
why are you doing that to me? Like it's
yeah,
not like I think you're gonna cheat on you're gonna be with Jesse, but it's just like all the insecurity I have, like you're playing with it. So I
yeah.
don't think
They're kind
that's
of being
nice.
like mean, nice, like nice, mean kind of thing. They're a little bit of like nice, and then they're adding some mean, and then some nice. So they're confusing
Well,
the shit out of her and the
well,
audience.
it just
And
overall feels, yeah.
yeah, go on.
It just overall feels like the house is kind of a little bit divided. It just feels like the girls have chosen Jesse. Like they're not saying
Yeah,
it, and they're not,
yeah,
and
you're
they
right.
will always defend themselves and say, "No, we would never." Like we
No,
told
we're
him what,
girls
whatever.
though.
But you have, like you
Yeah,
have, because the next day, even in the morning, Amanda pisses me off and goes into their room and like gives West and Jesse a sip of the drink or whatever she has, and she's like, "Oh, guys, are you
oh
okay?
god,
Like,
they're always
time to wake
pandering to the men, to the
up."
pathetic men in the show.
And Jesse's like, I just can't believe I have to broke up with my girlfriend and I have to spend the next day with her. Poor me. Like,
But
fuck off.
before that, the night before, I loved how Lindsay was on the phone and she was talking about how the dinner was casual and chill. That made me laugh. I just
I
like
put that
burst
as
out
well.
laughing.
It
It
was
was
casual and
casual and
chill.
chill. I guess that's casual and chill for Lindsay, but not for the rest of us. Okay. And Lexi, you forgot to mention that Lexi was sleeping in Gabby's room because she didn't feel like she wanted to
Yeah.
sleep in that room alone. Because I
Yeah.
understand that. I understand that because it's filled with memories of like that fuckboy that she was with. Like I really
Yeah.
get that. I feel
And
so bad for her.
she was like really worried that, oh, I think West and Jesse are going to bring like loads of girls and stuff, which obviously ends
Yeah.
up being true. But yeah,
And
so
no, wait. We're still on the night before when they were in bed, Ciara and Paige, and they were talking about the
oh yeah,
perfect guy.
yeah.
Paige's perfect guy isn't really my thing, but each to their own. And like,
No
Paige
facial.
was
What did she
still
say?
having
Like no,
anxiety.
what 6'5" and like what did she
Yeah,
say?
6'5", long hair in a suit. And then
But she said
Paige,
no beard. She said, I don't mind facial hair, but no beard.
yeah,
Like, how do you
yeah,
do
she
that?
can't stand
What does that
beards.
mean?
That means just like a little bit
Not
of
a thick
stubble,
one.
I guess, or like a porn stash like West. Paige is still having anxiety about Craig and not excited about the tour. So I felt that was like, foreboding. They kept showing these like foreboding little
Yeah.
pieces in
Like,
there.
to be fair, because I do listen to Giggly Squad, I've heard that the episode where she I mean, we'll get to the ending, but I've had the episode where she announced it. And but prior to that, no, before they went on tour, she talked about during the tour and stuff when they had the episodes, how she had a panic attack and they nearly cancelled one of the. Hannah was like, I said like, if we need to cancel it, we'll just cancel it because she was having a panic attack before. But she said she went on
was
beta
that all to
blockers.
do with
She's been on
Craig?
beta blockers ever since, so she takes
Oh
medicine
my
for
god.
anxiety. Yeah.
And before we get to the next day, stupid Kyle comes back with an Easter egg, maraca, and he's like shaking it, and then he gets into the room and he's like creeping on the squeaky floorboard.
Oh yeah. That I mean, it was classic Kyle. This is the best way to end Kyle, like in a ribbon, like in a ribbon. You know, just Kyle being Kyle. Nothing's changed from season to season with him. Really, he's been at a plateau since season 1, and we're on what season
He's
9.
entertaining.
He's
But
never.
He is extremely entertaining. He's great for this show, I think.
He is, but I mean, I don't. To be fair, if he wasn't there, I don't think it would make a big deal to the program.
No, I think it would because I think he's what anchors it. Amanda
he's kind
wasn't
of like
there.
the daddy, like the old man uncle, drunken uncle. You know?
Yeah, but think about it. If Amanda wasn't there, it really wouldn't matter. And also, I want to say we're literally just getting glimpses of Emerald the whole episode, and he wakes up with a boner and proceeds to pull down his boxers, and thankfully they cut away. Thank God they cut away. That was so gross. I didn't notice
that part, but he did try and redeem himself because he decided to get some breakfast sandwiches for everyone. Lindsay's like, oh, he's gonna get breakfast sandwiches for it because he's trying to make up for the shitty roommate he's been for the whole summer. So he's like, I'm gonna redeem myself by getting breakfast sandwiches for everyone.
I thought they were Lindsay sandwiches.
No, the next day he went to go get breakfast sandwiches. It was a sandwich weekend. Okay, sandwiches everywhere, or even in West's bed. Remember, he had them in his bed.
Yeah,
he took the whole thing upstairs.
That was later. But
no, that was that night before. That was the night before. He took her.
But I thought you were saying that he's getting it today. He's getting it right now.
No. Wes took the sandwiches left over from the Freedom dinner the night before.
Oh, that's why I'm getting confused. Yeah, that's why I'm getting confused.
The next day when they all woke up, he went and got breakfast sandwiches.
No, that was gross because he took it to their nasty farty room. Okay. It was so disgusting. And then they're gonna eat there with all their pent up fart. Okay. Okay. Jesse, the next morning.
They can't smell it because they're in it.
Okay, so Jesse, the next morning, I thought this was really pathetic. Jesse being pathetic and whining in the morning in bed about Lexi. When he did, I feel like when he just did this to himself, and also I'm finding Jesse's face along with his voice extremely, like his dopey smile, like extremely annoying. Like I just can't deal with his face any longer.
I don't know if he is in his confessionals. I feel like is he high? Is he high all the time or something?
No, I think that's
his eyes are like rolled up a little bit. Like
maybe he is high all the time.
I think he is.
Like Snoop Dogg vibes.
You can't be like that smiley all the time. I don't think I've ever seen him not smile, and it's just weird. Like even when he's uncomfortable and stuff, like it's constant. Like, I don't know.
I'm uncomfortable.
Maybe he needs to do something with his mouth all the time because it's just so big and it takes up 60% of his face.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you, what did you feel about the terrible rainbow trunks that
they felt like clown trunks. Like clown. No, they were not trunks. Were they swing trunks or were they? I don't know what they were. They were like loungewear kind of shorts.
Yeah, and I'm really excited.
That's what I could hear in my head.
I'm so happy because I've been calling West the cowardly lion, and someone said it in the house, and I feel like so happy. Someone said that the cowardly lion from Wizard of Oz, and someone called him a lion, and I was so happy.
Called him a sleepy lion.
Yeah, well done to the people of Summer House for noticing. Well done. Clap, 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 clap.
That was Jesse who said that, and I noted that down as well. I was like, yeah. So you just clapped for Jesse.
Yeah. Then how did you feel? I felt really bad for Lexi crying in the bathroom. What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, and it's all because that man gaslighting her. And everyone he's basically turned everyone against her in the house, and I feel so bad for her.
I felt bad, and I felt like it was really nice that Gabby and Lindsay kind of went to go check on her and like make sure she was okay. Like I do think she feels like obviously she's like lonely and stuff, but she does have some genuine friends from here. Yeah. I think she has probably made some friends, and I don't know. I mean, again, the reunion will be
how close they are.
Obviously, she's not friends with Ciara.
Yeah, I don't know how close she is to everyone else, but I think it's like still like basic friendship kind of thing. I don't think they're very close.
I would
And that
like to
Jesse
see her
stopped.
again next season, but I
Yeah,
think it would be determined on the reunion.
and I want to see the relationships developing. Also, I don't. They kept flashing back to Jesse while they were while they were showing Lexi crying in the bathroom, and how he just didn't give a crap, and he was just like going on with his day merrily, like putting all the stuff out,
Yeah,
getting ready for the party.
yeah. So
Wait,
the
before we
next
get started, how do you feel about these parties? Because I hate these stupid theme parties, and it's
was it
always
what
takes
was this
ages for them
theme?
to
It
set
was
up.
a scare party.
What?
I don't know. It was like it was a scare
It was,
party. I don't know what it was. Halloween
yeah, something
party
like that.
in the
Yeah, and
middle
it
of
always
the
takes them ages to set up and clean up, and it's pathetic. They're all in their 30s, and some of them in their 40s, and I just think this whole situation is pathetic.
Yeah, the theme parties I just don't really get, but I mean maybe it's like a
It's an
a
American thing. It's not a British thing. We don't
yeah,
do that. We
maybe it's
don't do
like a
theme
thing that
parties
they
in this
do in the
country.
Hamptons. Like I don't know what it is, but that morning also we forgot to say that Danielle came.
Oh yeah, Danielle came back for this party.
So, oh my god, it's
Um,
been so long, and it's like it was 3 weeks
Crazy
ago.
Danielle's
Danielle
back.
again. Danielle's pretending like it's been like 5 seasons that she hasn't been on the program.
Yeah,
Like honestly, I can't stand it. Like
don't you?
everyone looks so different. It's like no, Danielle, they all have
Yeah.
the same.
And don't you feel like Lindsay was like glowing and she looked great this episode? Like, you know, the when she was,
Yeah.
I feel like she looked great
And
and she was
that's why it was
glowing.
perfect timing for Danielle to come and burst her bubble and act like a bitch to her and like literally be a Debbie Downer to Lindsay. Like that's how
Yeah,
I felt
hang on, let's
when
not
they
get
were at
into
the
that yet.
tombstone. The
Wait,
tombstone.
let's not get into that yet. What do you, yeah, like the tombstone. What do you think about the
Tombstone.
tombstone that Lexi made?
That's what I yeah. So here lies Jesse. Here lies Jesse's lies or something. What was it? I don't can't
Yeah,
remember. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. She can be
yeah, yeah,
like a
she
little
can do
bit.
that because he has
Tact.
been lying the whole time and he's been a fuckboy.
Yeah.
Also, everyone getting ready in their stupid outfits was really pissing me off because it felt so childish and like stupid.
Wait, can I just say about the tombstone? Basically, Danielle said to Lindsay, like, what did she say? Something about she's like, maybe we should do a tombstone that says,
I can't remember this
yeah,
bit.
she says, "Death to your vagina as you know it" to Lindsay.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
what is it? Like,
that was
what
gross.
is it?
And Lizzie was like, "What?"
No, but as in, she's a Debbie Downer. Like, she's not a
No,
good
I
supportive
think
friend.
no. I think that Danielle is making passive aggressive
Yeah,
comments
you
because
think?
she secretly hates Lindsay for everything that happened like last season.
But that's what I mean. Like she's a Debbie Downer. She is like she's not a supportive friend. She's just like
Yeah. No,
that's not what Lindsay wants
She
to
used to
hear.
be.
She's
She used
obviously
to be
harboring
so
some
supportive.
whatever, but I'm just going on what I
Yeah,
see.
you're
Like for
right. She's
Lindsay, that would
harboring
piss me
something.
off. That would like annoy
Um,
me and be like, why?
yeah,
Like try and just be supportive. I'm already nervous that I'm gonna have a baby and like she's already said
yeah,
like she's worried about the transition and stuff. Like please, like I don't need to hear that as
yeah.
well.
I
Like
think
I
they
need
should have. She should
RIP
have.
my vagina.
Yeah, if she had issues with Lindsay at this point, I would sit down and like discuss it with her if I was her, not just continue like to like ambush her with digs.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
but I don't think when they sit down and they have a conversation, it never goes well, right? Um,
and did you notice? You're the only person that I could ask about this. Yeah, did you notice someone was wearing the first vampire's outfit from Buffy the Vampire Slayer? The first. Someone was the first. You know the one that was stroking the person that was stroking Paige
Paige's
or
arm
like
was that the
Ciaras.
first?
Yeah, that was the first. The first
I didn't
vampire
know
from
if it
Buffy.
was the first, but
And
they were actors, right? They had actors hiring people to scare. They said,
yeah, but that was the first. I'm
yeah.
telling you, it was
Oh,
the.
actually,
But
I also loved how Gabby was twerking on one of the scare people.
oh yeah.
It
Yeah,
was so
yeah,
good. The way
yeah.
she's just like
No,
casually like, you ain't
yeah,
gonna
she was
scare me.
literally,
Let's do this
yeah,
thing.
grinding on him basically. Also, I hated Jesse's comb over, and Carl and Sierra got scared by that got zombie that thing he was twerking on, that Gabby was twerking on. They got scared. They were like,
Yeah.
ah!
I still was a bit confused with Brantley, Sierra's costume. Was she just trying to say like the scariest
I don't
person is
know.
like the average male?
I have seen no,
Average 6 foot male.
because he said it was from The Shining, and I have seen The Shining, but I don't remember the characters really. Like I
Oh,
don't
I
remember their
didn't hear
names.
that. Okay,
I
yeah,
thought it was
I
from
don't
The
know.
Shining. Jesse doing the rounds, hitting on girls in front of Lexi. He has no respect for her, and he's a terrible human being. That's how I feel.
Yeah, basically there was one scene where he was like, "Oh, you guys are heading back to the city," and they were like, "Yeah, we need a ride." And then she's like, and he's like, "Oh, I would love."
That's so good. That was so good. I love
Yeah,
that.
but then Jesse was like, I would literally do anything for you guys.
Yeah, that
Like,
was
what?
so
Like,
gross
he
and
says that.
cheesy and like
He says
disgusting.
he is a cheesy person. He always says these, and he's like,
He's got a cheesy
um,
voice.
he's just a cheesy boy, like, and I'm
He's a
sure he has
gaslighter.
cheesy toes as well.
Yeah.
But
Now,
he's
to the
yeah,
meat of
but
it.
Lexi heard that whole thing, and
Yeah.
he,
And she
I
was
don't know
so
if he was
grossed out. She
I don't
just
know if
walked
he was
off and
doing
didn't
it
like
on
gross
purpose in front of her, but either way, you're an idiot. Like, there's no right. Like, either way, if you're doing it because you just like, oh, I'm over Lexi, you're an idiot. And also, if you're doing it to make her jealous, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, she's got better options. Trust me.
Now, Kyle and Lindsay and Danielle talking, and then Danielle trying to convince Lindsay that this is the
Her
end for
life is
her
fucked up.
in the summer house. And she stands, but I like the way that Lindsay stands her ground and refuses to be kicked off the show. I'm glad that they addressed all this on the show, and that Lindsay told us how she feels about
Yeah,
going, like how she's going to make her money,
money.
and
Yeah.
the real internal struggles about this situation, what she's going to do, like for money for her child and stuff like that. And like I'm glad that they like breaking the fourth wall in this situation.
Yeah, so Danielle was like, so Danielle started off by saying, like, it feels like the end of an era, like, and it's like, for you, speak for yourself, mate. Don't speak for
Yeah, but
Lindsay. Thank you.
it wasn't just
Bye.
Danielle, it was Kyle. They were both trying to kick her off the show together as a
No,
coalition, Danielle and Kyle.
I think Kyle's just going with whatever Danielle says because he knows that's her friend. So he's like, oh yeah,
He's
like
not
let
that
me just.
dumb.
But
He's like, let me pile it on, let me pile it on.
but I think he knows that Lindsay's good for the show. So it's of no use to have her off. He
Yeah,
wants the show to be successful. I don't think he's
yes,
in it.
but
I don't
he
think he's
doesn't.
in it to like get her out. No,
No,
and I think they're in a
he's
good
tried to
place
kick her
now.
off so many times, so many other
Yeah, but they're in a
seasons.
good place now. I don't think there's a problem between them. I don't. I think they're like brother and sister that have gone through ups and downs, but then they're like, but they I do feel like they're brothers. They've just known each other for so many years. Prior to the show starting, they knew each other as
Okay,
well. So
maybe
yeah,
you're
I
right.
think they're in a good place, and I think he knows that she's good TV. So
Okay, and then Jesse continues to gaslight Lexi in the kitchen in the middle of the party, and they're both like, they both basically broke the fourth wall. How did you feel about that? The
yeah,
whole
like
situation
basically,
in the
she
kitchen.
just says she says that to Jesse. I don't want to have a friendship right now. And then he's like, "Well, we broke up peacefully and amicably, which we could have continued with that energy. Did you really?" And then she said, "Well," and then you got the whole, and then she was like, "You got the whole house involved, though." And he was like, "Well, I didn't really do that. I tried to get out of the kitchen straight away, so I didn't talk to anyone." Um, and I went up to my
No.
room, so I didn't talk to anyone. He's like, I'm sorry, I slipped up for saying one little thing to Ciara. Again, lies,
Oh, God, gaslight,
lies,
gaslight.
half lies,
Gaslighting
omission,
with his life.
all of it. You
He
didn't
just
just say
lied.
one little thing to Ciara. You told a whole bunch of people,
But you
and you
know, when
made
I
me feel
saw
sorry for you.
yeah, but I saw him on Watch What Happens Live, and him and West were like, "Oh, I don't lie. I don't lie. It's just
He
I'm
doesn't
just like
understand the
admitting
meaning of
stuff."
lie. He said that hundreds of times on the show,
Yeah,
off the
he's
show,
so
everywhere.
dumb.
I really hope in the reunion Andy just brings it, like cuts him down, and
Yeah, smacks
someone
him.
a viewer writes in to say like, how do you not see that you constantly lie everywhere?
Yeah,
Even last episode, he's gaslighting her, saying, "I just told Ciara one little thing. I'm sorry, I slipped up." It's not. You didn't slip up. You went
yeah.
and
You're a
bitched to
pathetic
everyone.
liar.
Everyone was in that room until Gabby came to get you all.
Yeah. Now, how do you feel about Emerald's gross making out, sloppy makeout with that girl at the
I
party?
didn't
Did you
see
see
it.
that they just cut to him like outside making out with this like sandy, like dirty blonde. Um, I'm talking about a girl with dirty blonde hair, but
Oh, I didn't see
she's
that.
or like brown hair, like mousy brown hair. She's quite pretty, but it was like really sloppy and like you
Gross.
need to go back and
It's
watch
probably
that.
an
It was
indicator.
gross.
No, I don't need to. But if that's an indication of how he is in bed, like, ugh.
And
Um,
also, you know when Amanda was in the coffin at the end, yeah, didn't you find that like her eyes and everything and the axe on her head and it looks so professional and like a movie. Like her
I
makeup
don't
and
know.
everything. The red
I'm
eyes, I
not.
love the red eyes.
I'm not sure. Can I just go back to that conversation between Lexi and Jesse for a second?
Yeah,
Because at the
sure.
end, he was just saying, "I was airing my concerns to friends. That's normal, but you're making out as though but he wasn't because he was making it out as though she was obsessive, which obviously
Yeah.
wasn't the case. And basically, he's like at the end, gaslighting her again. That he says, "You'll watch the show back and you'll see." And it's like, no, Jesse, we're gonna watch the show back, and she's gonna be vindicated that you're an idiot.
Yeah, but
And
I
that's
don't
the
think he's
problem on
feeling
Watch
that.
What Happens
He's still
Live.
watching it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So what I'm saying is that I don't understand, because in Watch
Delulu.
What
He's
Happens Live,
Delulu.
everyone, even Andy and everyone, all of the crowd and all the polls that they're doing, all say that you're an idiot, Jesse. He still can't see it.
I know. Maybe he was like pampered too much and like coddled too much by his mother, because he was like, notice. Do you remember when he said that thing about his mother? Like, my mum thinks this to me. When
I don't know.
he said something to Lexi in the morning or something. He was like
Oh
something.
yeah,
He
yeah.
sang, was singing
Not to
something.
Lexi. He
Oh,
was
and
singing
how is he
to
having a
Danielle.
singing career? You can't sing for shit, mate. Okay, get off my screen and get off
He's
my
clearly delusional, because
Spotify.
he like thinks he's some way and he's not. Even when he watches himself, he thinks he can sing. He thinks he's gonna have
He
music
has the
career.
worst
He's
hair ever.
delusional. He's like crazy person.
Yeah.
So
Oh no, how did you feel about those girls? Those girls, remember those girls coming into the kitchen and Ciara came in and said, "I'm just taking out the trash. I'm just like
yeah,
sweeping out
I'm just
the
sweeping
trash."
out the rubbish kind of
But
thing.
I don't get it.
I was happy with that.
Yeah, but they're trying to act like they're supportive towards her, and then
Yeah,
they like it's back and forth, and then they're
it's
not,
really
and then they are.
confusing.
Yeah,
I think that's what Lexi will probably say. Like, it's confusing because you do these things, but like in the moment when I need you to have my back, when I'm having a
yeah,
conversation with Jesse or we're at the dinner table, you don't have my back, but you will do it in
exactly.
your own way. Like it's that's confusing.
Yeah,
And I liked it that they cop blocked him like that. That was good.
yeah,
And I think those girls got it because they were like making bitchy faces. Because Zero was like, I just got some rubbish to take out, just sweeping out some of the rubbish. And they were like, get the hell out of out of my house. She was like at the end. But the girls, you could see their eyes like being like, ugh, what are these girls doing? Like, they're getting in our
yeah. We've all been in
way.
weird situations like that in our lives, haven't we?
Oh, yeah, the cock
Yeah,
blocking of like when you're with your friends and you're like, excuse me, can you go now? And things like that. And
yeah,
why are you talking to her? Why are you talking to her? And things like that. Like, we've all been there where you have to like get
yeah,
the freak out the way, or the freaks
yeah,
out the way,
yeah. Like that,
um,
talking to your guy mates and things
or
like
even your
that.
guy mates,
And,
yeah, the
and,
opposite way, obviously, in
and
this
they're like, it's
this
like
sense.
gross, and you're grossed out by them. Okay, and now
What
the
about
dramatic
what about
music and oh,
what
go on. You were
the
saying?
coffin talk? The coffin talks
Yeah, that's what
between
I was talking about
Amanda.
when I like that their eyes were like that's what I noticed about the coffin talk, that the red eyes and everything like that. I wasn't really
Okay,
paying attention to what they were talking
what
about.
I noticed about the coffin talk. So basically, the whole thing was like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss you, girls. Oh, I'm gonna miss you, girls, after
Yeah,
this
Amanda
summer."
being needy as usual.
Yeah, like realistically, I think the next time we're gonna see each other is November. That's what Paige said because she had the
Yeah.
tour and stuff coming. And basically, what I gathered from it, because Amanda was like, "Oh yeah, I was really sad. I was talking to Kyle because I was like, um, she said, what was it? She said,
What did
I'm
she
going to be
say?
really depressed without you guys the following winter. So does that mean it's a new winter house?
No, Winterhouse has been put on hold or put on pause or whatever Andy likes to call it.
Because she said I'm going to really be depressed next winter without you guys. So I don't
Hmm.
know. I don't know what that meant.
Amanda said that,
Yeah,
or Paige.
yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Unless they did film it, but they're just
Interesting.
not putting it. They put it on hold after to not show it. I don't know, because this is
Maybe
last year,
she's
right?
going to. Maybe she's going somewhere like a vacation or something. Who knows? Now,
But they live
they
in
had
the same city, so I don't understand. Like, I just
yeah,
don't get
like
it. New York
but
is
the
like
traffic in
people
New
out
York is crazy,
constantly.
but yeah, but traffic in New York is like crazy, so they might not live
None
that
of them
on
are
the same
driving in New
side of.
York. They're taking trains in places. Like, you can walk places
I
there.
know that,
It's
but
like London.
still, um,
It's easy if you live in
no,
London to meet people in London.
yeah,
It's the same
no,
in
but
New York, is it
still, not
not?
if you live on the outskirts of London.
Yeah,
Still
that's
not.
what I'm saying. But in London, central, in like the city of London, it's easy. You hop on a train, you're 3 stops here or there. It must be this. It's the same there. So I don't know.
I guess. Now, then they had dramatic music and Lindsay giving birth in December, and I feel so happy for her. She's going to be a great
But
mom, I
like,
feel like,
what did you
and you can
think
really
about?
like see it already.
Yeah, so it was 3 months later, and they picked up cameras again.
Yeah,
So Lindsay went into the hospital again. I don't know if it's because Turner's private, so maybe it seemed like she
yeah,
went on
yeah.
her
That's
own,
what. Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
obviously she didn't.
Yeah, because
And she had
who'd
like a
be
big
filming her
box.
then? Who'd be filming her there?
But they picked up cameras, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it was the crew,
Oh, okay.
but maybe it was like a phone one. I don't know. But she gave birth,
It seemed like
obviously,
a
and then she
really
was really,
calm experience, but like she just calmly went in. Like she
yeah,
didn't
but
even
like,
look like she was in agony or anything.
yeah, I don't know. No, but it was probably like a pre-planned I don't know, it was like early.
Oh, maybe
Because in the
maybe it was
States, I
early
think
70s.
it's different. Like they
We
go
don't know.
away
We
for the
don't know.
time. She
Um,
so she gave birth, and she obviously had full makeup on, and she was crying. It was really cute 'cause she was crying when she saw the baby.
yeah.
And then the next
Then
thing was like a few weeks later was the drama of Paige and Craig. Craig.
Yeah, Paige and Craig.
No, we would say Craig. Is it
Yeah,
Craig here?
Craig. No, it's Craig. It's
It's
Craig.
Craig. No, it's Craig in America. What would you say here?
Yeah, Craig in America.
Craig
Oh
here.
my God, it's confusing the hell out of me now.
But is anyone called Craig in
Craig.
England? I
I
think
don't
so.
know any. I've never met a Craig. It's
Not in
Craig.
England.
Craig in England. It's Craig. I think. No,
Craig.
I don't think I'm saying it right. I don't think
I
I'm
don't
saying.
know,
No,
but I've never
we'll
met.
have to research that.
I didn't even think that name exists in England. I'll be honest. I've
And I
never
have
met a Craig in my
no.
life.
The first Big Brother. Don't you remember we watched the first Big Brother? The guy that won was name was Craig. Craig. That's
No,
all I
I do not remember.
remember.
I don't know why you remember.
That's a very long time ago, and I'm showing my age.
Craig. I think
Yeah,
it's Craig. Yeah, hey, it's Craig. But
Craig.
anyway, Craig
Um,
and that word's making me. His name's making me like double
yeah,
thinking.
confused.
Craig and Paige broke up, and so now they've gathered round. It's the kind of the
A little
veterans
kitty
of the
party.
program,
A
the
little
old
kitty
school
party
girlies.
with all the little pissy cats
Yeah,
sitting
so
around.
Amanda,
I just
Paige.
want to say that when Thingy pulled out her breast pump, I was like, "That's your breast pump. She had the
Yes,
same breast pump as
it was
you,
the Spectrum.
the
Yeah, yeah,
exact
yeah.
same
I
one."
thought that straight away. I was going to say that. Like, oh my God, I've got
Yeah,
Lindsay's breast pump. That's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So, okay. So
and
Lindsay,
also Lindsay not understanding that it's normal for like what's her name? What's his name? Turner not to be on camera and not to want to be in the public eye because it's weird. Like, I didn't understand how she didn't understand that. She was like, remember, she was like, basically that I find it weird that he doesn't want to be on camera,
she
and
said
but it's normal not to want to be on camera. It's like,
she doesn't understand that. That's not her personality. So
yeah, I
that's the
know.
thing. She doesn't ever find someone that has like,
But
similar.
she
I
found
mean,
someone that's nice now, but they're not
they're not
together
going to be
anymore.
together. They're not together. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
going to
they're
happen.
not
That's
together.
going to happen. She even said, she said, if I didn't have the baby, then we wouldn't be together. So I mean, that's the nail in the coffin, really. But the baby was so
Oh,
cute in
before I
the.
forget, I've
Yeah.
got some Bravo gossip before we yeah, the baby was cute. So keep a pin, put a pin in that. We're gonna start from that. I got some Bravo gossip. Dolores is moving to Real Housewives of Rhode Island.
What?
Yeah,
How
and there was some other stuff, but I forgot.
is she
Some
moving
other
there?
Bravo gossip.
Don't do the
I don't
rented
know
place
how that
over there. Don't be
they've
fake.
announced it or something.
I don't really like that.
Yeah, I don't like that
I mean,
either.
I
She's a
don't mind
Jersey
seeing Dolores,
girl.
but I feel like it's already fake. It's a fake false start because she's not from Rhode Island, so it just feels fake already.
Yeah, she's a Jersey girl. So I don't really
I don't know
understand
how
what
they're going
that
to
one is.
explain that, but okay, whatever. Unless she's
Okay.
moving there with Paulie.
There was something else, but I can't remember.
Unless
Anyway,
she's moving there
what?
with Paulie.
Yeah, probably. I don't know how that's gonna go. Anyway, so you were talking about how they walked in on the
So
baby.
they walked in the baby. Paige saw the baby sleeping, and then Amanda
It's
came
really cute.
and cried about it. Like it was really cute. The baby was really cute, and
But why did
then
Amanda have
yeah,
to cry about it? Okay, like she's always like whining, like she's always doing something whiny. Okay, it just
I
really
don't know.
pisses me off.
She's
It's
probably
always she's
got
got
like
that
emotions
whininess.
about it. But so then straight away after that, they discussed Turner and Lindsay, obviously, and she said that I wouldn't be with him if it wasn't for the baby, and he's just so private. I don't really know what to do about that.
Yeah,
And then they get into also they
the weird breast
get
milk situation
excited.
that was so
The
gross.
breast milk, yeah, they tried the breast
Ugh,
milk,
ugh.
and I
Did
think
I
they did it the right
try
way.
your breast milk? I can't remember. I
No,
can't
I don't
remember.
think so. That's not a
Yeah,
you
I
thing
think
to
I
do.
did. No, I think I can't recall. I think maybe I did, like, like a little drop on my hand or something like that. I think I did
Oh,
from a
maybe.
pump. Yeah, but I
Maybe,
can't
maybe that
recall.
that rings a bell. But they had it on the rock or like cold, which I think was the right thing to do. But
Okay.
also, I felt
Did
so
you
bad because
try
I
your
was
own
just
breast
like,
milk?
yeah, I've tried it. Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
no, I didn't go into the details of it. I just tried it as it came. But
Okay.
also, I felt really bad because she was sat there pumping her breast milk, and then she gave
Yeah.
them full shot glasses. Like that shit is
Yeah.
precious. Like you just worked
Yeah,
so
that's
hard
what I
for
was
that
thinking as
milk.
well.
Like
She's
take
just
a
being
sip.
milked like a
Have a
cow.
tiny Yeah, have a tiny sip. Like you don't need a
Yeah.
full shot, but that's
And they didn't
also
obviously
Lindsay.
finish it
Gross.
either. They didn't finish it either. And they just left it. It was just a waste of breast milk.
Honestly,
That pissed me off.
like,
That really pissed me off.
but obviously it's Lindsay's choice. She gave them in a shot glass, and she decided to give away her milk. So, it is what it is. But I just remember, like, that is some precious stuff. Like, I would not just be like,
Yeah,
"Hey, have half
there's
of the
no
milk I
way.
just
Because
made."
you're spending ages sitting there pumping. Like, it's just not,
Wasted a
it's not okay
session.
to waste that stuff.
Yeah,
Okay, so, yeah, so what did
Craig.
you think about the rest of it? The whole Craig of it all?
So basically, she gave a timeline about how she basically called him or spoke to him at Thanksgiving and said, like, I'm just not feeling it, because he asked the question about, do you see a future, like, where do you see, like, our kids and, like, us doing, like, events and stuff during holiday time? And she was like, actually, I don't, so I don't feel like you're the right person, probably. But then Craig was like, oh, as Craig is, like, let's do this, let's talk properly in person. And so that whole time he's probably thinking, like, I can get her, turn her back around
Yeah,
my way. Then they spoke in
control her.
December, and then they broke up fully. And the only thing I'm not clear on is that she said 2 weeks after they actually officially broke up, she went on her podcast and announced it. And she was like, I was really nice about it. I didn't say, which is true. She really didn't say anything bad. And she was like, he is the best boyfriend I've ever had. I can't not say that. He is. It's just that we're just not right for each other right now. Like, I'm so different to when I first started going out with him. I've changed. I have my own life and, like, things that I'm doing. And he wants, like, a stay at home. I'm not that person. So, and I'm not ready to have kids. So,
Yeah, she's not. She's not like that at
yeah.
all.
She says she's not
Yeah,
ready, and she
she's a
doesn't
career
get.
woman.
Yeah, she's a good, but she wasn't. She was like, oh, admittedly, I wasn't 3 years
Yeah,
ago. I would have said,
but
like, yeah,
life
in three
changes
years, if I could
people.
be married, I would have been fine. But she was like, things went different paths. So,
Yeah,
but she
people
did, but
grow
in
and
the podcast, when
they're
she did
different.
say that 2 weeks after I went on the podcast and I said it, I don't know. I think the problem for Craig, or I don't know I don't know if she just told him before she said I was going to put it on the podcast. So that was the only thing that she didn't mention, which I don't know if they'll clear up in the reunion. Because but I think she should have still said something and be like, by the way, I'm going to drop it in my next pod about our breakup just to prepare you. Because if she didn't say that, I think that's a little bit that's
Yeah,
probably a
but then
little
what?
bit
She didn't say
unfair.
anything bad. She didn't say anything bad. It's
No, she
not
didn't, but
unfair
he
because
may have
Craig
not been
just wanted to.
prepared. He
But
may not
Craig
have
was
told
just
people
going
he
around.
wanted to.
But the Craig was just going around pretending that they were still together, like on interviews and stuff. Like that's really weird and
No,
creepy.
so then she could have had a conversation and been like, look, I know you've been saying all this stuff on Watch Happens and stuff, but by the way, I'm going to say it on my podcast, so you might want to, like, tie up those loose ends, because I think even in the reunion of Southern Charm, they all didn't know till she said it on the podcast as well, so he looked like an idiot. So he could be like, well, you shouldn't have done that because I hadn't told everyone I needed to, and you just dropped it there, and I like look like an idiot to my friends. But he was always going to
But
look like an idiot
see,
to his
but they're
friends.
both independent people. They can just do what they like after they break up. So
Yeah, but
in
there
that
was a
way, yeah.
mutual relationship, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
but she
I
did
think,
it respectfully, so I'm happy with that.
yeah,
Also, what did you think about the whole ring
ring.
situation that she brought up?
I think she's right that he just says things sometimes in the spur of the moment. Like, I wish you didn't say it before you
You
saw
mean
each other.
lies in the spur of the moment?
Yeah, like there's a
Do you
theme.
think it was
Bravo
a lie?
men lie. Bravo men are liars. They
Oh,
just
you're
lie.
right, 100%, 100%. Now, do you think it was a lie, or do you think he's telling the truth? Craig is a
He
known
said this on
liar.
Southern. He said this on Southern Charm reunion as well about the ring. But
Yeah, and
I
on the
think
last episode of Southern Charm.
maybe he'd put a deposit down or something for a ring, but he didn't physically have a ring.
No, I don't think he did anything. I think he's lying because
The fact that he
he's
could
an
if he
easy
outright
liar.
lied about it, like, he's just a sociopath, which I believe
Yeah,
he is. But
yeah, I
it's just
believe he
like,
is too.
sometimes I'm not prepared to
Definitely.
just, like, say it.
And I don't understand how everyone finds him so attractive. He's not. He just looks like a washed out alcoholic.
But even Ben and Ronnie from Watch What Happens, they've
Yeah,
Watch What
they
Crackens,
watch what
they
happens.
said
They
that they
find him
saw
attractive.
him, right, in
Yeah,
person. They were like, Ronnie was like, he is, like, a good looking man, like, honestly. And I can
well,
understand why he gets away
I
with so
beg
much
to
shit because
differ.
he's just so good looking.
No,
Which
I
is
can't.
never right. Like, I mean, it's the age old thing. Like, people use their beauty and their appearances to, like, get away with shit and murder, literal
Yeah,
murder. Like, the
yeah,
murderers in the
true.
world. There's so many past historic murderers that have been charming and apparently good
Yeah,
looking, and they end up being murderers and rapists and psychotic people. So,
yeah.
let's
They
not
use it
judge
to their
people on their
advantage.
appearances
Yeah,
ever.
yeah. And he's one of those. He's one of those. I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him. Also,
Oh, no. Wait, I don't want to go that
not a
far.
killer, not a killer, but he's like has sociopathic tendencies.
Yeah, he's.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a bag full of these men. Like, there's Jax, there's Jesse, and there's there's Tom Shaw's, there's Sandoval. Like,
Oh god,
what is who's the best man
and
on
all
Bravo?
the men on Below Deck. All the men on Below Deck.
The best man on Bravo is Gertie's husband.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
everyone says that a lot about him. And
Yeah.
I hope it to be true. I really hope there's no nastiness in the future with
Oh
them.
yeah, no, I hope not either. But
But
I
they've
feel
been
like he's
together since
very
they were
loyal.
16, so I think they have a really solid friendship.
Yeah, yeah,
They've
yeah.
been together
I
since
think,
they were at school.
yeah,
Like, they don't have the fame. They didn't come together through fame, so they've been through it all.
yeah.
So I think that they're pretty solid. Unless they just don't click later, but I don't think it'd be a messy thing. So yeah, Craig and Paige, they broke up. There was nothing like
Oh
really.
yeah, no. What did you think about what she said about her dad? Like her dad phoned
Oh
and
yeah.
was like, yeah, he was like
Yeah, again,
basically,
I've heard hints of this because of Giggly Squad, where she was um, like I've spoken to family members and they're like, "Oh my God, you're so light, you're so different, you're so happy, and we feel like you've changed." But I
but
think
that
it's
happens
probably
when you
not.
come
I
out of
don't
a
think it's
toxic
the whole
relationship.
time. I don't think it's the whole 3 years she was with Craig
Yeah, I
that
think towards the
she was
end
like that. I
when it
think
got really
towards the
toxic,
end, yeah. Otherwise,
when it got extremely
otherwise,
toxic,
yeah, and not even toxic, but I just think because I don't think they were enough around each
controlling.
other enough to be toxic. Like I think that
Yeah,
was the saving grace. Otherwise, they probably would have broken up sooner. I think she would
yeah.
have realized that
You're
she
right.
wasn't
You're
meant
right.
to be with him if they were together every day.
Yeah,
But I think because they were a long distance relationship, it enabled it to kind of extend the duration of the relationship.
yeah. And then she also like acknowledged that he was gaslighting her as well in their conversation. She was like, yeah, he was gaslighting me and stuff like that. So she admitted
Yeah,
that as well, that he'd been gaslighting her. So I'm
yeah,
happy with that as well.
and she said at the end that basically I was getting a lot of stick after I said on the pod that we broke up. Basically, it turned to like how I was cheating on him, and I've been cheating on him for a long time and stuff. And she reached out to him and said, "Look, I'm getting a lot of stick for this, so can you just like speak up and say something to defend me?" Basically, and he was like,
No,
"No, I'm not ready to
no,
say
I'm
anything.
not.
I'm not ready
I'm
to
not
speak
gonna
about
say
anything."
anything for you, Paige. Such
Yeah,
kind of stupid voice
and
as
so
well.
they
Shut
haven't
up,
spoken
Craig.
since, apparently. And that's
Yeah,
exactly what. Well, I mean, I need to actually
childish
watch.
boy, childish boy. Exactly what a childish man child basically would do from Bravo.
Yeah, I probably need to like rewatch the reunion, Craig's part of the reunion about their relationship, just for when I watch the
He
reunion, because I
wouldn't
want to see
even
the
let.
parallels
Yeah, but
of
he
what
wouldn't even
she
let
says in her
Vanita.
reunion.
He was so angry because Vanita still talked to Paige. He was like, "That's why you're not my real friend," and things like that. You know, he's just like he's such a fucking
Yeah.
child, and everyone
Well,
had to
even
be like walking
in
around on eggshells for him in that reunion.
and in Southern Charm, he basically said like he did admit that we haven't spoken since she put the podcast out. I think something like that. Again, I need to rewatch it to see the parallels. But then
But do you trust anything he
then
says?
and Andy was like, "Oh, you haven't spoken since," but she's admitted it. I didn't speak to him after that.
Yeah,
And he was like, "Yeah, she won't speak to me." Like he's making it like,
yeah, like
which
she's
is
like
true. She won't. Which is true. She said that I didn't speak to him
yeah.
after
Oh
that.
yeah,
I
he's dead to
decided to
me
cut
now.
it.
Yeah, she said he's dead to me now or something like that.
Yeah.
After he lied
So
about he lied. What did she say that he lied about after he lied about?
no, not lie
Um,
about. He just
no,
said that he won't
I'm not gonna.
stick
Oh
up
yeah,
for
yeah,
me about the
yeah,
breakup,
yeah,
about the
yeah,
cheating rumor.
yeah. Because
And
basically
basically he hasn't spoken.
he wanted to like forward that narrative of her cheating, so he looks great. That was the whole idea. That's how
No, I
Craig's
mean he
brain
went on Watch
works.
What Happens Live, and Andy asked him again, like, did she do that? Do you know? And he was like, it's not my
I
thing,
don't
like anymore. It's
know.
not my.
Yeah,
I'm not
because
in that
he's trying to forward
relationship.
the narrative
I don't know
in
if
his
he's
own
trying to.
sneaky way. In his own sneaky way. Not
I
he's
think
not.
he's trying to punish her because that's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
Craig
yeah,
does.
yeah. He's a
I don't know if
punisher.
he's trying to. I don't think he knows that people who don't believe it don't believe it. Like he's not going to convert people that are page followers, but he wants to punish her.
Yeah, he's
That's what
just
Craig
like that.
does.
He's just evil and like sadistic and like cunning and like he's all those things like bundled up in a package
But apparently he's with
in a
someone
Craig
now. See,
package.
some reality TV star, another one.
Yeah, it's gonna be another terrible relationship because Craig's a terrible person. So
Can you believe that
he's not gonna
him
be
and
good.
Christine Cavallari went out just before Paige? Do you remember? And there was
What?
that summer house. There was a cross.
What?
Remember at summer house?
No,
They were talking
I
about
didn't know
it.
that at all. Craig and Kristen Cavallari.
Yeah, they hooked
That's
up.
not real. I'm gonna have to look that up.
That is.
There's no
They
way in
even.
hell.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Before in Summer House, before that summer, that Paige was like umming and ahhing between Craig and the Italian guy. What's his name?
Not
Gianni.
memorable.
No, what was his name?
No, not Gianni.
It's not Gianni. Like, Federico. No, it was.
No. Frederick's not an Italian
And
name.
he married someone called Lexi.
Yeah.
What was
Oh
his
yeah.
name? Anyway, that Italian guy. It's really gonna bug me. Before that
He
summer,
he was really hot on Winter House, and then he got like uglier as the season.
he
Not
got like
uglier, but
really.
less
I
good
just think he
looking.
was like on Ozempic or something.
Yeah,
He
later
got really
on, like
skinny. Like he
yeah,
didn't.
towards the
Yeah,
end.
it just
Yeah,
wasn't very
his
pretty.
looks got sucked out of him. A succubus came along and sucked all the looks out of him by the end.
Yeah. Something
Yeah,
was like draining him of like
something
life
was wrong.
of life.
Something was wrong. What was
Um,
his name? I can't remember. Never mind.
oh, it's like
It's not
literally on the tip of my
important. It's
tongue.
not
It's so
important.
annoying. But
He's
anyway,
gone. He's
yeah.
gone.
So yeah,
That's
just
the end.
before he went out with Paige, he was linked with Kristen. There was a mention of it on Summer House, but you probably like
But we didn't
omitted
listen.
it from you've like erased it out of your
Yeah.
memory or something. But
Kristen Cavallari
yeah.
can do way better.
So we're looking forward to the reunion. Should be
Yeah.
fun.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
yeah,
that's
I'm
it.
excited about it. I'm excited about it. I think who do you think is
Yeah,
going to be in
me
the hot
too. But
seat?
I'm sad, like
Obviously,
you said.
Jesse's going to be in the hot seat.
Yeah.
And
I
Lexi, it's all
doubt.
going to be about Jesse and Lexi, but I think Ciara will have there will be some comments from from like the audience, I think, towards Ciara, like the people that think like me and you, about how the girls in the house were like supportive of Jesse. I think there will be some
Yeah.
some
Hopefully.
talk
Hopefully.
about that.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be.
I don't think that anyone's gonna really care about that situation as much as we did. Like, I just don't feel like they're that in
No, I
tune
think they
with
will
that.
because they have stuff to talk about, and that's the whole point. Like Lexi was like, I haven't been close to the girls and stuff, and the girls not really supporting that theory of hers. It's a
There's
thing.
gonna be
So I
lots.
think
Yeah.
it will come up.
There's gonna be lots of Craig and Paige questions.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. And they won't be. West needs to go because you did nothing this summer,
They
and
will
you're
talk
an
about
idiot.
obviously West and Sierra because in the beginning it was like the awkwardness between them, and they're just gonna be like, "Where are you guys now?" And Sierra's gonna be like,
We're
"Well,
great. Okay. No,
not
please.
great."
I
She's just
need
gonna
that
say
man
like,
gone.
"It is what it is." Like
The
Sierra loves to be
cowardly
those like
lion.
dry comments, like, "It is what it is." Like whether
Yeah.
he's or not, it doesn't bother me.
We need the
Um,
cowardly lion from the Wizard of Oz gone.
Carl and Lindsay, there'll be a bit of that.
Oh yeah, especially about the freedom dinner.
Guys, now Imral, we don't know if he's going to be there or not.
Oh, you said that he's not going to be there. He's not part of the reunion.
Can't remember. I think I overheard it, but I don't know.
But that'll be really sad if he's not part of the reunion because they put, like I said, that other insignificant people that have been from years past on the reunion, and I think that's really like gross if they don't do that. They should at least give him a reunion send off. Like, obviously, you're not going to bring him back because he was like
Yeah, I don't know if there's any controversy with
useless.
him. Because if there was some sort of actual issue, I don't
No,
know
but
why
he
they
came
cut
into
him
the place after
out.
he
Like, I
died.
think there must be something going on there. So if there's some
Don't
actual
know.
issue with him, then they would cut him from the reunion. But there must be something behind the scenes. I don't know. Maybe we need to Google that. And Gabby, I think they will touch on Gabby and West's little spat because they need to
Do
give
you
her
think
something.
Danielle's going to be back next year? Because you said that she left for like personal reasons or something because
I don't
someone passed
know. I
away.
think she said I told you she said that. Oh,
She's always
I just
desperate,
feel
so I
like a
think
bit
she'll be
too
back.
old for this whole like back and forth over the summer.
No, they were
But
just
if
trying to
Lindsay's
like
out, she might come in.
they were just trying to hint to what's her name, to Lindsay. That was all about Lindsay. It wasn't about her wanting to leave. She wants to take Lindsay's place. I
No,
think that's what she was
I
gunning
heard an
for.
interview with Danielle. I said it a few
Oh,
pods ago that she said that I decided not to be on it because I had a personal friend that passed away, but also I just
yeah.
felt like the back and forth over the summer, like it was just too much. Like I don't really want to live my life where I'm in Hamptons and back and forth constantly. Like
But she was
once,
living in the
maybe.
Hamptons last summer. Remember, she had a place in the Hamptons. Do you remember she said that she's got a place there?
I
She
don't
was
know. I don't know.
because that's where she was doing her app from. That's what she's the CEO of the app. Remember?
CEO and founder of an
Yeah.
um CEO and founder of what?
Yeah, that's what Paige
They
said.
said.
But I think that comment was like a bit of jealousy and that from Paige, and also it was annoying
Jealousy? No
that
one's
she
jealous of
no
Danielle ever.
no I mean like that she did that a bit, like a slight
No.
jealousy, but also it was annoying. She found it really annoying that she kept saying that.
Yeah,
Everyone finds it annoying.
I think it's more annoying. We were finding it annoying as viewers. They probably had to hear it so much. No one's jealous of
Now,
Danielle.
I've also heard that Lindsay might be moving to Rhode Island, Real Housewives of Rhode Island, because they want to keep her because she's great TV. She's
But
like,
that's what Danielle was
how
saying.
many
She was like,
sandwiches have you made for me?
yeah, Danielle hinted, and it'll be interesting, like her actual life and like with a baby and stuff. But
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Danielle, that is also what she was hinting on in that interview. That she was like, I've heard like rumors of maybe like doing a spin-off from Summer House where we like look at the lives of the people in New York, which is
Yeah,
now
who
that they
said that?
don't have Danielle in the interview. So she was like,
Oh,
I'd be interested in doing that, but I don't know if I
yes,
want to
that
go
would
back
be
to Summer
great.
House.
I think they should do
Now
that.
that they don't have New York as well, Real Housewives of New York, it might be like the way to not have a Real Housewives, but keep the young thing going, because they
Yeah,
tried to do that with the new Roni, have them young, but be a
you're
Real
right.
Housewife. It didn't work. This way, we know the messiness and they're still young at heart and stuff. Like to follow Lindsay and them being stupid and stuff, it's fine. Um, but they
I
were way like, even though Lindsay's like the same age as Bryn and all these people, they're just way more likable and stuff.
Yeah, they are. And I want to follow their lives in New York. I'd love that. I am so sick and tired of it's so stressful watching them going back and forth to like the Hamptons, and like a 3 hour or 4 hour drive or something like that. It's crazy because of the traffic, and it's to me watching that, yeah, it's like pretty stressful.
Yeah, and
Either
I think
stay there the whole summer
I think it will
or
show another
stay in
side
New York.
too, because there's most of their life is like cut out. So all these things between Amanda and Kyle as well, where they have their relationship issues and they had all that stress when they were working together and stuff.
Yeah,
It's all
obviously the
stuff that
pets
they
as
hint on.
well.
We've never seen it. We've never seen it. So it would be nice to see Kyle not drunk and
Yeah.
working during the week and having his meet, like doing other things and other people in their lives. That they have other
No, but
friends in their lives
I still think
in
they're
New
gonna get
York.
drunk on the weekend. He's gonna get
No, they
drunk on
will
the
get drunk
weekend.
on the week. He will get drunk on the weekend, but we don't ever see him not drunk. So it's
Yeah,
like there's so much
yeah.
more to Kyle. There's so much more. All the older ones in there, like they do have other
Oh
stuff
yeah,
going
and
on in
they're,
their
they're
lives.
gonna have Carl trying to get a job. That will be always trying to get a job. Carl always trying to get a job, and his I really want to see what happens to his crazy
Softball.
bar idea, please. Like,
Oh yeah,
I think this
softball.
is perfect. I don't
Yeah.
want the summer house anymore. They can have a fresh batch of people in the summer house, like new people, and they should just transition all of these people. I'm saying everyone
No, I can
into
see
a
Lexi still
New
in
York
Summer House.
situation. Yeah, Lexi can stay there, and maybe the boys can stay there too, because I'm not
West
interested
and
in those two,
Jesse.
West and Jesse. I can't stand them. Emerald, he needs to be out. He's just too boring. And Gabby, I'm liking her this season a
She
lot.
might
So
have some life outside of Summer House
yeah, Gabby. But I feel like that maybe that's better for Lindsay than to stay like do a New York show with these
or
lot.
Rhode Island. Yeah.
Or Rhode Island, like yes. But I still want her in season, and I am sick and tired of this whole like summer house situation, like them going back and forth. Don't you find it really stressful? Like they're like packing up, and then they're only there for like 2 days, like less than 48 hours, and then they have to pack everything up and go back, and they're like driving all the way back, and then driving like they're half drunk and they're driving like the next day. Like that's stressing me out as well. Like the whole situation is quite stressful to me. Like I would never do that. Would you?
Yeah,
Would
I
you
don't know.
do that?
I think honestly, like it's the answer to so many prayers if they have like a summer
A
house
New
spin-off
York
in New
one?
York. It solves
Yeah,
the Roni problem. It solves what do we do with Lindsay problem. It's like even Paige following Paige will be good in New York because she has so
yeah,
much going on. They can show her with Hannah if Hannah wants to weasel her way back into Bravo, which she always wants
yeah.
to weasel.
I'm loving the haircut, Paige's haircut this season. It's so nice. Like I wish I
Short
could pull
with
something like that off.
a old school bangs, the fringe.
No, no, I think they're like like side swept bangs, and I think it looks really nice.
I tried to do that recently and you hated it, so
I did not
my
notice.
hair.
I did not notice anything
You're
like that.
like, I'm not really feeling your.
Maybe
I mean,
it's just like
I
it was
don't
all
have Paige.
messy.
I
Maybe it
don't
was
have
all
Paige.
messy.
I don't have Paige's face, but like
But you
with
still
it.
have a very beautiful face. So
Oh.
I'm sure it was just you had it
Touche,
messy.
touche.
You just had it a bit messy, so I didn't understand it. Or
Um,
maybe you thought you were going for Paige's look and you didn't achieve it. Maybe you got something else. Maybe they gave you something else.
I don't know. I didn't. It wasn't
Maybe
my.
that's it.
It wasn't my. My. my reference point. She wasn't my reference point, but
next time
so
go in with
I
a reference, go in with a picture of Paige's hair, and then try and get that if you're going for that.
And then Amanda might be quite interesting outside of Summer House.
Oh
She
God,
hasn't been
really?
yet.
She's not interesting.
She hasn't been yet, but they could attempt it and then just act her the next season, if not.
You can't.
But like she goes
force
between Jersey, and I feel like her parents are like have like something about them where they would like.
But they're
I want to
boring
see
as
the
well.
tension between her parents and Kyle, which I'm sure
Oh
there is
yeah,
always.
I'd love to see that.
There's
Yeah.
always tension there, so there's so much. And Kyle's always
Yeah.
going to his parents' house with
But
his
don't you feel
grandma
like
that's like 100 years old. You know, there's stuff.
from the jump that would have been a better show than this in the first place, because they could film so much more, and this is so restrictive and
No, but
like it
I
feels
think
like they've got
when
like
they were
something around
young,
the neck
I
constantly.
think when they were young, it was fine. Like, and that's when the concept was birthed, right? It's 10 years
Yeah.
ago, a decade ago, it started. So it made sense
Wow.
for
We've
then,
been
but they
watching it
need
for
to
so
move
long.
on. They need to move on with the time. So it needs to evolve. Bravo, listen to us. If you're out there, put it in the Bravo universe.
And you know what could be really great? All the Summer House people from the past could pop into their lives as well. Like, so they could have like in New York when they're doing the New York stuff. So maybe the workestrons could come over for like dinner or something. Like when I know they're living in California right now.
But they
They're like
do
married in
in
California.
general when they film go back to New York, when they get together for events and stuff, they always have arrows
People.
pointing to the old people. Like
Yeah. So that would be so
they
great.
do.
I think this is perfect. I'm so happy to hear that there's talks about this. Thank you for telling me that. That made me
I
feel
never
really
have gossip really
happy.
because I'm not the
Yeah.
one. But sometimes I
Yeah.
stumble across some gems and some jewels, and
Yeah, because I was feeling sad that this show is finishing because I'm not really feeling like many of the other shows on like Bravo right now. So, and this was like really like entertaining for me. I've really found this like the best show on Bravo right now. So like this going away, I was feeling like sad, like, oh, we're gonna have to watch all the rest of the slop. And I'm not really interested. So I'm happy that they might be doing this New York show. So is that it?
I
Or
think so. I
okay.
think next time will be it's the
Don't forget,
weekend now, so
and give us 5-star ratings on everything on whatever your podcast distributor is.
yeah.
And we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.